All right, so we're gonna do a little recording here. Getting into some raw and some Lightroom Classic. So make sure you want to be using Classic. This is a shot I took, unedited. What was this? 3/40 of a second, f2.8 indoors, ISO 800. It's got some decent megapixels, so you can come in here and kind of see, all the detail and stuff. So anyway, I just want to walk you through my workflow, man. So first up, I have been using Capture One for a little while, so it'll take me a second. You can do some stuff over here. I usually just ignore it. We're going to just jump on over. I do have some presets, as I was telling you about. They do some pretty amazing stuff here. Just to kind of jump in, but we're gonna go raw. So I kind of already like my crop, but I thought it was cool with this window, but now I'm thinking about it, it's kind of just distracting. Oh, I'm locked. Unlock. There's the unlock button. So let's just go ahead and get in here. And I don't know if you have the grid on. I like the grid. It helps me to position, kind of what I'm looking at. Maybe something like that. Do I want all this down here? Nah, I kind of want the base of his thing to be the bottom. So this would be almost like a square shot, which is kind of cool. I don't mind square at all. It'll come up a little bit more. Yeah, looking like money. So, done. All right. As I get into editing, you can see I can zoom in crazy or come all the way back. Here's the show grid. So I'm just going to get in about to here. And one of the first things you want to do is kind of set your white balance. So there's this white balance selector. You can click on it and find something that's white. And you can click on it. And it's going to just right away try to make your shot better. And white balance, in case your camera didn't do a good job. So this actually is better for me. And I'm kind of digging it. So I like the warmth. The next thing I probably want to jump to is I'm going to skip down all the way to my tone curve. Tone curve, I don't know what kind you have it on, but this is, I would say, the first thing you want to start getting used to. This all the stuff on the right is light, darks are over here. So obviously if you drag this up, you kill the whites, drag this down, you kill the brights. Because so many people will come in here, they'll automatically do this kind of medium contrast. Now, I'm not too worried about his face right now. I'm more worried about the whole composition, so because I can mess with his face later. So I'm just going to go ahead. I do want to bring those whites up quite a bit. It almost feels like the whole thing, which might need some exposure things. So problem is his face is, what you want to be lit up, but I got all this other stuff that I don't want to lose the detail while I brighten up his face. Kind of a common problem if you're trying to get some action and still get dude's face in, right? But this is raw, so that's the beauty of raw, is there actually is all the detail I need so I can still lighten up his face and not lose the rest of the stuff. So I'm digging this for now. Actually, maybe I'll get rid of, I don't want to blow out these highlights when I jack it up. So, yeah, let's bring up the whole damn thing in exposure. So, and what I'm looking at is the whole composition again. I can pull stuff back. This is feeling pretty good, and if I look up here, just let me know where everything's kind of at. See, if I smushes over to the left, that means smushes over to the right. Gives you a good idea. You kind of want somewhere in the middle. Because of kind of his face and stuff, this is what they call the parts that might drop off. So if I smash all the way to the left, this is called clipping. It means I'm clipping my blacks here. I'm losing detail where now it's just black where I had detail before. And this is clipping on the white side, meaning obviously there's detail in his shirt that I can't see anymore. It's been clipped. So we'll get it in here. I kind of want to address his face pretty quick because I'm feeling like I got a lot to do there. But one of the things I can do right away is just grab these shadows and pull them up. That's going to give me his face. Now for me, I'm a big black guy. I love crushing my blacks, so I'm just gonna bring those down. Problem is it's recognizing his face as part of the blacks, which is kind of a problem. So we'll push that in there, get those going. Now the highlights too, I'm gonna bring these down because I want to pull out a little bit more detail in his shirt. So if you look here, if I go too high, I lose it all. If I come down, I start being able to see that. But I still want my brights to be bright. So this is looking pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good about the whole picture. Just need a little bit more on his face. I kind of want this whole thing on the right to be dark though. So I'm gonna grab one of these. This is the graduated filter. It's gonna be a first mask. So I'm gonna click on that guy and I'm just gonna drag to the right. And maybe something like that. And all I'm gonna do here, see it already did something. And that sucks. So to get rid of that something, you double click. And it gets rid of whatever setting was on that mask. And now I can just bring this down a little bit. Because I really want that focus to be on the front of his face. And not see, and I can adjust this. So the soba noodles or whatever are cool, but I really want more in here. Now I can hit done, click, and I can do another one if I wanted. Maybe this time come down a little bit and get on in there, something like that. Double click. And again, I can add a little bit of exposure, pull up my shadows again, and I actually want to just keep going. Let's make it a little more warm. So think of it as like some bright, sunny light coming in there. Now all of a sudden, now I feel like I got a light source. Right before it was just kind of all filled and boring. This was where the light source was, but I've really made it stand out, which is really cool. So I'm digging that. So I'm gonna hit done. Other than that, I mean, you can do some general stuff. So like just generally what I do for my pictures, I like a little bit of clarity. A little bit of clarity is gonna make it, here's lowering clarity, which is good if you want to smooth out wrinkles and things like that. But I'm actually gonna generally, meaning I haven't masked anything, want the whole picture to have more clarity. Excuse me, T haze is a little crazy. I'm not gonna mess with that right now. Vibrance and saturation. So I would say pick one or the other depending on your shot. For something like this, because I have so much going on in this picture, I'm probably going to lower the saturation just a little bit and then bring up the vibrance. And that way I still get some true colors in here, but it's not so much that I'm still pulling up some of the color. Maybe let's see if I can pull some of that saturation back without it looking too nasty. See, starts getting, yuck. I'm actually going to leave it at -6 and see if I can, yeah, there we go. That looks nice. The yellow's really friggin' yellow, isn't it? Maybe we can adjust that. And that's what this is for. So yellow's cool, man, but it's taking over that whole picture. And I feel like I don't have enough blue in here to really balance it out. So you have hue, saturation, luminance, and all. So hue is like changing the color of it. I'm not really going to mess with that. But what I am going to do is I'm going to take down that yellow, and I'm just going to mute it a little bit. And then the luminance, I can actually make it brighter, which will also lessen it. Darkening it's going to draw more attention to him. Now, depending on what I do with Home Dude, I could go for a lighter background and darker him, or darker background, lighter him. I know I'm going to be lightening him up, so I'm just going to darken some of these things. Get those warmer colors a little bit darker, because I'm going to come back and make him good. At this point, feeling pretty solid. So now what I want to do is I want to work on his face a little bit. So let's get in here. Let's zoom maybe to here. And I'm going to grab my little mask, my adjustment brush, and I'm just going to get in here. And so right now, this brush is too soft. See how it has like an inner ring and an outer ring? So that means the inner rings can be solid and the outer rings can be light. But I actually want a pretty tight thing. So I'm just going to add just a little bit of feather. So now see how close they are? And then the flow, I'm going to max out because I just wanted to do it. And then I'm going to click on Auto Mask and Full Density. So basically I'm painting his damn face, okay? So I'm just going to come in here. It's going back to whatever I had before. And let's just get in here on this dude. And it's at 100%, so I don't have to worry about. Now, if I didn't have it at 100% flow, then if I went over certain spots more, then it would, there we go, that looks good. Now, do I want to do anything else? My wheel is making this bigger or smaller, and if I need to move around, I hold the space bar. So I don't really need to lighten up this hand. Do I need to lighten up anything over here? You know what, it might be cool. Just, now I'm going to actually reduce my flow to 50. And I'm actually going to just paint a little bit in here on this inside, just so I can get that little extra pop. This is where art comes in, bro. Because being an artist, we know, how would I really want to paint this picture, right? So I'm just going to come in here. I'm just adding what I think will be interesting highlights to have on this later. Anything else? No, I don't want to fuck with it too much. I mean, I could probably even reduce this a little bit more. And let's feather a lot. And I can probably just like paint a little bit in here. Just to maybe give a little pop to what's going on. Okay, so so now I got him painted, but even though he's painted, it's not really, you know, what I want, right? So I'm gonna double click. Now he's back to normal. I'm gonna double click on him where it said effect. Let's go back up to his face. So it's still all masked. Now, and I can tell that if I slide this, right? Like, boom, boom. Okay. So all I'm really going to do, I'm going to boost my shadows. That'll bring them up a little bit. I'm actually going to increase just a tiny on his face. And this contrast, I'm actually going to bring it down. I'm just going to flatten him out just a little bit. And I think that's going to help pull him up. Now, this is where I could go the other way, like I said, with the clarity. I'm actually going to pull it down because I've done some very selective highlighting. And that way it'll kind of like give me what I need. And clarity is going to blur it out, but I can always come back and recover sharpness. Now, I'm not going to actually sharpen here. I'm going to drop these blacks and up these whites, which will just take the very peaks in. And I think I'm liking it. And I can't really tell the differences over here. It didn't really do too much. But we may see the whole thing at... So there it is. Look, you can see the underside of that arm now. I can even add a little warmth here too now. See? Now if I add that warmth, it actually gives him like a little bit of that cast coming through. I don't know if it's competing with that yellow or not. Look, if I go the other way, his face really stands out, doesn't it? It doesn't really look very natural. Maybe just a little plus too. I also find that this purplish can go a long way in helping to offset some of that. So now I can even come here. Maybe something like there. That looks nice. I kind of want to come back and add a little shadow here. So I'm going to hit done. I'll go in and zoom back in on his neck. And I'm going to make sure, I'm going to grab another brush, make sure it's on new. I'm going to double click. Go back down here to my brush stuff. Shrink the size. Flow. I'm going to leave it pretty low and I'm going to leave it pretty feathered here. So I just want to come in here and just get underneath. Maybe something like that. Maybe I'm going to add a little bit more shadow in here too. Maybe under here I can add some. I don't even care if it's natural, man. Like I'm just going to add some. Like this whole thing. I'm just going to come in here and give this some more definition. So I know this is all going to be shadowy. And how about this? Yeah, let's make this whole thing darker. Like he's casting some shadows. And again, I'm holding the space bar to get the hand to move, so I'm able to do this all pretty quick. Okay, looks good. I'm gonna hit fit, and now I got my paint down. So, double click. Now watch, pop. Look at that, pop. Immediately, look, I'm getting some shadows in there. It's really going to make a difference. Contrast, I can even boost the contrast. And my highlights, bring them down. My shadows, bring them down. Bringing shadows down on a shadowy area is actually going to help me. And again, I can keep crushing these blacks. In clarity, I'm just going to bring it down too. So, looking good. I'm going to hit done. And yeah, bro, I'm feeling pretty good. So my last bit is going to be, I always do this at the end. Not always, but is the sharpening and noise reduction. So let's zoom in real quick on his face. Let's go 1:1. Okay, so his face is the most important part. Let's get rid of sharpening altogether, and let's look at noise reduction. So 40 about as much as I ever want to go in Lightroom. 40 with 50 detail. Some, if depending on how you go here, can really make a difference. So detail is pulling back detail, dropping it. We'll get rid of it. See how soft he got? Soft. All the detail starts coming back way up here. Hello, detail. Where you at? Oh, watch the wheel. GPU rendering. I think it's doing the screen record, so it's a little much. Anyway, that's way too the frig soft. So let's go 70, and let's go let's go 20. All right. And, whoa. In contrast is saying, how much of a contrast do I want to add in here as I'm noise reducing? So as I recognize dark and light pixels next to each other, do I want to make that stronger or not? And yes, I do. So this looks good. So looks solid. I think I'm done with noise reduction. I still got most of his details, and then here comes the sharpening. So for me, I prefer to go kind of light on sharpening, but heavy on detail. And this radius, because I've cropped, I need to bring this down. Okay, it's going to shrink my thing a little bit. And masking, if you hold down Alt, and you start dragging, it'll tell you where it's going to apply the sharpening. That's the white area. So really, the only parts I really want sharpened are kind of the stuff that's, where a lot of contrast is. So let's let go there. I'll let go there. And it's still a little jaggy at this zoom. We're very zoomed in here. Pull back a little bit. Let's pull back the detail. I'm actually going to pull back some of the sharpening here. Let's try 40. And I should just be seeing some of this graininess. Now when I pull back, she looks pretty good. Let's go fill. Yeah, that looks nice. I'm feeling good. And, somebody wants the pixel peep, they can get in here and see my sharpened stuff, but that's all right. Let's go back to fit, and I'm feeling pretty done. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to come in here and export, right-click. And I've set up my exports, but if you just want to do it real simple, just go export ... And I want to export to hard drive, specific folder. Let's call this test 1. And so it's going to be in G pictures complete. Actually, let's just go S drive. I've been saving my stuff right here. And oops. Catalog, Aaron's catalog, output. Okay. So don't put it in the subfolder. Rename to no. Format. Okay. So again, JPEG or TIFF, your choice. TIFF's a little bit better. JPEG's a little bit lighter. I'm just going to go JPEG 100%. And do I want to sharpen for screen? I kind of already sharpened. I'm not going to. I've cropped it quite a bit. I mean, you could do low. What the fuck? We'll do low. And there we go. We're pretty much done. Let's shrink this down a little bit. And export. So now it's going to export. And it's right here on the top left, if you want to see it. Now it's taking all my stuff. all my jazz. There we go. Finally got through it. And let's go back to the library real quick. I did want to show you before I wrap this up. So I'm going to make a copy. So create virtual copy. And just for shits and giggles, I'm going to take this and I want to I kind of want to like save it, but just yeah, let's reset all settings. I just want to kind of nail that crop. Let's nail that crop. What the crop? I don't know what it was. It was something like fucking lock. Oh. Something like that, right? I came in a little bit more. Yeah. Submit done. And just so you can get an idea here, you can come in and I can auto it. All right. So this is what it's going to try to do with tone control, and then I can auto here too. So that's, I just wanted to show you what auto would look like, and then I'm also going to export this bitch. Export. And since I exported it, it should do all the same stuff. I haven't changed anything. So, yep, export, and it should do a new copy. Let's go there and check it out. So, complete. You can see my, what's it called? XPR2096. Well, shit. Details. Date. Man, this screen recorder really bogs down my system here. What the hell is it? Export. Capture one catalog, Aaron's catalog, output. Yep. That looks right. Am I not there? Did I go to the wrong one? Oh yeah, I'm not even in the right fucking place. Capture one, catalog, Aaron's catalog, output. XPR. Where is this motherfucker? There it is. All right. So this is with Lightroom, choosing how to edit a photo. And then here's ours, right? Obviously, like a lot more definition. I mean, just at first glance, it's pretty dramatic. You can see all the lighting things we did really made a difference. I'm not sure the sharpening really all helped that much, you know, to be honest. I mean, it is a lot crisper, cleaner. So what I'll do is I'll throw this up on Instagram and you can check it out. So that's it, man.